Hello everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I am here for another part of my summer challenge to myself, and that is breaking down a paper pad and creating some page kits with it so that I have some stuff to work with right away to grab. And I decided to grab this Dear Lizzie Here and Now paper pad. It is from 2019, so it's definitely not that old at all. And yeah, I'm gonna grab it, show you how I do it. I think we all break down paper pads just a little bit differently, but if you would like a little bit more in depth of a video than probably what I'm going to give you, definitely go check out like She's Crafty or Janet over at RTS. She has her Patreon account. It's $1 because she can't charge nothing. So it's just $1 and you get tons of content there. You could check out She's Fit or Crafty Fit. Amanda, I'm so sorry, I can never remember your channel link, but I will have those three down below so you can have a look and see how they break down paper pads. Of course, you've got Nicole Jones 911. She does that. Lots of people do it just a little bit differently, so I thought I'd share with you my take and my plans for how I'm going to go ahead and do this so I can use it with my summer challenge. Now, I've already looked through this. I've also given a few sheets of this to a scrappy friend, so I don't actually have all 48 sheets, but that is okay. I will start by maybe thinking of a few things like this. I want to go ahead and fussy cut these out and then do a fun banner with a few of them. I might cut it in half and just do half of them. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but this one is going to be a fussy cutting project. So I know that off the bat. I will put that aside because I know there's cut up parts and stuff as well, and those will be fussy cut out. This one, what I want to do with this one when I look at it is do a whitewash and then have a photo and play off of that. I'd also like to do a border. So if I have two sheets of this, which I think I do, I'll put one into my border sections and I'll put one into my background sections. And that is something I do when I'm first looking through stuff, is figure out is it going to make a good background? Would it be good for just a little bit of a border? And do I even like the paper? That's an option too. So for now, I'll put this one in my backgrounds. Here's a cut apart, so that will go into fussy cutting as well, because this is one-sided. I don't have to worry what's on the back of it, and I can just use this for embellishments. Oh, and then there's the second one as well. So perfect for, I could do a little Project Life spread, and I can also use it for embellishing. This is so pretty. I'm very drawn to this paper. I see it as a border, and I also see it as, if I have more than one sheet, I'm pretty sure I have more than one of this one too. I also see this one as being fussy cut out, so I have some floral elements to play with. So for now, I'm going to put it into the fussy cutting for now, because I would prefer to do that over a border if I only have the one sheet, and I'll put that there. This particular one I have no interest in. My kids do eat gummy bears, but this page isn't my cup of tea, so simply I'm gonna use it for the white, and I'll match some of my photos and everything like that there, and that will work well. Okay, let's see. I think I flipped these over. I tried to record this once already, and I just didn't like the way that the video had turned out, so this is my second round at it for you, and I think I had already split everything up. So what you're gonna see the next 6 pages or so, whatever that is, these are all going to be backgrounds. So one of them is this really lovely stripe. I don't mind stripes when it's a solid one. I can use that just fine. It's when it's multiple colors and just a little too much, but this one I can do. I'm attracted to this one, so that will make a great border, or excuse me, a background, not border. And of course, this purple star makes a fabulous background. It's perfect. Again, you could do, I always see, when I see stuff like this, I always want to do like a whitewash, so I have a grounding for where my photos need to go. Yellow can be used for anything. It doesn't have to be a background, but I feel like it could be, so I'm going to put it in that category. Same with this gold one. It definitely could become a background, so it's a good option to have if I'm looking for that. This screams background to me because it's so nice and neutral and works perfectly. And it can also be a border, so but this definitely is one I will for sure be using a background. It's probably the first one I'll probably build off of, actually, because it's so neutral. And then the other one is this one as well, which you can do either way, but it's got a nice middle point to it, and you can build a cluster off of there or to the side, whichever you prefer, and create a layout with that being your background. So that goes for the backgrounds. And we'll dive into the rest of this. I think we're going to probably start seeing some repeating stuff, so I'll explain what I'm going to do with the repeating. Also jump in here and say I'm sorry if you can hear me sniffling. My allergies are in full force, and so I sound like I have a cold, which I don't. It's just my allergies. Okay, so here's that second piece. And so this is what will happen when I want to do one for a border is I cut 1 inch in and I make them borders, and then I use the inside normally for matting for that particular layout, so the border matches the rest of the layout and there's a connection there. And that is how I normally tend to use ones when I want them to be borders, and that will be some repeating themes. So there's this one you've already seen. I want to make that one a border. The purple one you've already seen, that will be a border as well. Also this one, because I just don't care for this paper. There's a couple things you could do with this. If I was so inclined and I decided I didn't want it as a border, I could go ahead and cut it. I just have to go clean my son's face. Barrett, come here, bud. I have to show, excuse the movement of my camera. It's going to shake, but I just have to show you my son right now. Say hi. So I'm gonna go clean him up and I'll be right back. Sorry about that. He got to have a chocolate breakfast bar this morning, and that's a huge, huge treat for him. And so as you can tell, he quite enjoyed that. So yeah, this one would be, I'm gonna put it in my borders. However, I do see it. I think I could trim a little bit of it and use it as a bit of a layering piece. So I'm not sure with that one. It's a little, and actually I kind of like these two together as just a little bit of some borders. So I'm gonna change my mind and I'm gonna put these as layering pieces instead of borders, because I need the full 12 by 12. Look at what happens when I look at things a little closely or different together. All right, and this one would make a great border because it will have the different pieces, but it's all the same color, which works perfectly. So that will definitely go into border, and then I can pull that in for layering. Here's one that I'm gonna do a layout about one of my kids and their shoes. I actually have a photo of Barrett with his new shoes, so I might use this one for that. So at least I have an idea on how to use it. I'm just not sure if it'll be a border or exactly what I'll do with it, but that is kind of the plan. And I really wish that this was in this paper pad because it's really pretty, but it's not. So I don't know, maybe I'll do a border with it. Maybe it'll just be a bit of a layering, but for now I'm gonna put it in the border so I've got it there. And same with this one. I think I might have 2 sheets of this one. Let me just look quickly. I feel like I do somewhere. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, maybe I only have 1 sheet of that. I thought I had 2 sheets of this one because I was gonna say, I feel like, there it is. I want to do one. Now I can only fussy cut out these larger green ones because they're the ones on top. The rest of them I wouldn't be able to fussy cut, but I do think I'm going to take the time and go ahead and do that with one of them. So I'm going to put one of them in that pile and one of them in the border pile because I don't want this to be a background. It's a little too much for me, but a little bit as a border, and then again bringing it in for matting purposes I think will work really well. So that one's going to go in there. And kind of the same thing with this one. Now you could use this one as a background as well. It's a little too busy for me, but I don't mind fussy cutting out some of these flowers and then using the rest of it just as a border. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with those ones. This one, I have two of these. I know I have two of these, and I know I have two of these. Now, the first one is, I like these ones together. I don't know if I like all three of those together, but I like those two together as a page kit. So I'm going to put those with the bird and the cherries that I had, because I'm not sure that I might fussy cut this out. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do, and then use that as another layering piece. So those are going to go together. And then here's both of these. So one of these I am definitely going to use as a border. The other one is going to be a layering piece and being able to cut and use as I want. So that's going to go in with the same page kit starting points, because they're going to be layers versus backgrounds or borders. All right, so next up are some very themed pieces. And I definitely am going to embrace the themes and work with them. So they're both going to go into the layering pieces. I will probably find a photo of I have some fun new houseplants in my home, so I'll probably find a photo to document that with. And this one, I'm sure I can find my kids having popsicles, so I can embrace the popsicle theme and work with that. Okay, so those are going to go into layering. And then we already have this one for the fussy cutting, so that becomes the border one like I mentioned. And this one, I don't know, did we do this one already? Let's look. I think we may have done this one already. We did, because we put it with that other, we put this one with the cherries. I think it was the cherries, maybe it was the lemons. So I'm going to put this one in with the border as well, and then we'll come to these ones and I'll finish up with you. These particular ones, there's a theme to them as to why I will not put them into my border collection as to what I want to use for borders. And that simply is, it looks great. I'll try to flip this over so you can see. They all look great when it comes to the one side, because it's all that different color. But then when you go to this side, it's all one color. And I don't like it like that. Personally, this bugs me. I have to have the uniformity of it being different, if that makes sense, or I need the uniformity of it all being the same color. I do not do well when it's both of them on the same piece of paper. So that works with this one as well. And of course this one as well. It looks great as the little stripe there, but then it's a solid red or a solid purple or both, depending on how you do your borders. And I just can't get over that. It just bugs the crap out of me. So I never use these types of papers as borders because they just bug me, which automatically puts them into the layering piles, which is great. I actually think that this one could make a really awesome background if I wanted it to, but with stripes, I do tend to cut them and use them more as layering than I do backgrounds. Knowing that about myself, I'm gonna go ahead and just leave this as a layering piece so I can do that. This one, I think you'll probably see me cut it right down in half and use half of it. And this one, I have 2 sheets of it, so I'm not exactly sure what I'll do with it. I might flip one over so I have some more white for matting, and I might use it. I might use them to back cut files. I'm not sure, but they are all layering pieces to go in with the stack that I already have. And that is how I go ahead and break down paper pads before I've actually built the kits. I will build the page kits on the next episode so you can kind of see. I also do take into account like look at these pieces that I can fussy cut out. I will keep that in mind. So I've got that to play with as well. But I then stack them back in until I've made the page kits. I stack them back into the insides. So I've got my layering pieces. I've got my backgrounds, and I just make them so they're face to face. You could slip a piece of paper in or whatever have you, so you can divide it what's easiest for you. I don't mind having them be like that. It doesn't bother me. It's an easy point for me to see them, so I go ahead and do it that way. There are my borders. I keep my fussy cutting up top because I need to actually go ahead and get that done before I start making my page kit, so they need to be at the top so I don't mess that up. So I will go ahead and put those there. And I'm also going to put this just in the middle of these because that will be used for layering, and I need that, or excuse me, for matting, so that needs to be on top as well. And then I just put it back, and then when I get the chance to fussy cut, which should hopefully, I'm filming this on a Tuesday, so I'm hoping to get that done before the end of the week, and then I can build some page kits. And like I said, I'll be back showing you that as soon as I get the time to do so. I hope you enjoyed my kind of look into how I break down paper pads. Like I said, everyone does it differently. Some people just jump right into making page kits, and that is fabulous. If that's how you work, you've got to do what works best for you and makes you happy. I do not have any embellishments to go with this collection. I simply just have the paper, so I have to make the paper work for me. And I find when I just have paper, that's a really good way to go about it before I actually break down page kits. So thanks.